What if I told you that one of the most trusted pieces of advice given to people over 60, just keep walking, might be quietly allowing your legs to weaken without you even realizing it? Most people over 60 are doing exactly what they've been told. They walk every day. They avoid anything that feels risky or too strenuous. They're careful with their knees and hips, and on the surface, that sounds like the responsible thing to do. But here's what no one tells you. According to a comprehensive study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, approximately 72% of adults over 60 experience progressive leg muscle weakness that goes unnoticed until a critical moment, a stumble, a fall, or the sudden inability to rise from a chair, not because of disease, not because of injury, but because the muscles that keep us stable, mobile, and independent have been slowly, silently fading. And this isn't just about mobility. Research from the National Institute on Aging found that weak leg strength is the #1 predictor of loss of independence in adults over 65, not memory decline, not chronic illness, but the strength in your legs. Let that sink in. You can be mentally sharp, socially active, and careful every single day, and still be training your body to fail you when it matters most. Let me be very clear. This video is not about blaming you. It's not about criticizing doctors, physical therapists, or the well-meaning advice you've received over the years. Walking is good, stretching is good, being cautious is good, but what if those things are only maintenance, not protection? What if the very routines designed to keep you safe are quietly allowing your strongest support system, your legs, to deteriorate year after year? Here's another fact most people never hear. A 2021 study from Stanford University found that adults over 60 with stronger leg muscles maintained cognitive function 23% better than those with weaker legs over a 10-year period. That means leg strength doesn't just affect how you move, it affects how you think, how you feel, and how long you stay truly independent. If you're watching this, it means you care about staying independent, about getting up from a chair without hesitation, about walking confidently through a grocery store, about not having to calculate every step you take. This video was created for you, not to scare you, not to push you into extreme workouts, but to show you, with real science and respect for your body, that recognizing the early signs of weak legs can change everything. In the next few minutes, I'll share 5 critical signs that your legs are losing strength, signs that are often dismissed as normal aging, but are actually your body's way of asking for help. And if this message resonates with you, if you believe that aging should come with wisdom, not weakness, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone you care about. For decades, people over 60 have been told the same thing: just keep walking. And yes, walking is important. But here's the truth no one talks about. Walking alone is not enough to maintain leg strength. A 2020 study from the University of Michigan found that walking activates only about 28% of the quadriceps and 35% of the hamstrings, the major muscles responsible for standing, climbing, and balance. That means more than 2/3 of your leg strength is left untapped during a typical walk. What's worse, according to the National Institutes of Health, we naturally lose between 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year after age 50. And if all we're doing is walking, we're maintaining some movement, yes, but we're not resisting the slow, silent decline. Think about it. Weak legs lead to poor hip support. Poor hip support leads to more pressure on your knees and lower back. That pressure leads to chronic pain, instability, and ultimately, a higher risk of falls. But here's the empowering shift. What if recognizing these 5 signs could help you take action before it's too late? Let's go through them now. We'll start at number 5 and work our way to the most critical sign of all. Number 5. You need your hands to get out of a chair. Isn't using your hands normal? Everyone does it, right? That's what most people think. You sit down to dinner, you sit down to watch TV, and when it's time to stand, you naturally reach for the armrests or push off your knees. It feels automatic. It feels harmless. But here's what no one tells you. Needing your hands to rise from a chair is one of the earliest and most remarkable leg muscles are using for. Think about it. Every time you sit down and stand up, your body is performing what researchers call a sit-to-stand transfer, one of the most fundamental movements for independence. It requires coordination between your quadriceps, glutes, and core. When these muscles are strong, you rise smoothly, effortlessly, without thinking, but when they weaken, your body compensates. It recruits your arms. Here's the key. Your legs are designed to lift your body. When they can't, it's not because you're older, it's because those muscles haven't been challenged in a way that maintains their power. A 2019 clinical study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults over 60 who could not complete 5 consecutive chair stands without using their hands had a 40% higher risk of hospitalization within 3 years and a 58% higher risk of mobility decline. Avoiding this sign because it feels minor leads to increased reliance on furniture and support, greater strain on the knees and lower back, and loss of confidence in daily activities. The safe solution for adults over 60: sit on a firm chair with your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or hold them straight out in front. Lean slightly forward and press through your heels to stand. Lower yourself back down with control. Don't drop. Start with 3 Mentis 5 repetitions, rest, then repeat for 2 Mentis 3 sets. Tip: if you can't do it without hands yet, place a sturdy chair in front of you for light fingertip support, but focus on letting your legs do the work. What feels impossible today becomes effortless tomorrow. Number 4. Your steps have gotten shorter. Haven't my steps always been like this? Most people don't notice it happening. You walk through the house, you walk through the store, everything feels normal. But if someone were to measure your stride length today versus 5 years ago, they might find something surprising. You're taking shorter steps. And this isn't about age, it's about strength. Think about it. A strong, confident step requires your legs to push off powerfully from behind and reach forward with control. When any part of that chain weakens, your brain makes a split-second decision: take a shorter, safer step. It's a protective mechanism. But over time, it becomes a habit, and that habit quietly steals your mobility. Here's the key. Stride length is directly connected to leg muscle power. A landmark study from the University of Pittsburgh, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, followed over 1,600 adults aged 65 and older for more than 6 years. They found that adults with slower walking speeds, often caused by shorter strides, had significantly higher rates of hospitalization, disability, and mortality. In fact, walking speed was such a strong predictor that researchers called it the sixth vital sign. Allowing your stride to shrink without intervention leads to reduced walking efficiency, increased fatigue, greater instability, and fall risk, especially on uneven ground. The safe solution for adults over 60: stand tall with your shoulders back and core engaged. Walk at a comfortable pace, but consciously try to lengthen each step by just 1 inch. Focus on pushing off with your back leg rather than pulling with your front leg. Practice on a flat, safe surface. Hallways work perfectly. Walk for 5 Mentis 10 minutes, 3 Mentis 4 times per week, with intention. Tip: don't force a longer stride if it feels unstable. Instead, focus on strong push-offs from your back foot. Length will follow strength. You're not just walking, you're retraining your body to move like it's meant to. Number 3. You feel unsteady when you stand on one leg. Why would I ever need to stand on one leg? It's a fair question. After all, we walk on 2 legs, we stand on 2 legs. Why does one leg balance matter? Because every single step you take is actually a moment of single leg balance. Think about it. Walking isn't 2 feet on the ground at the same time. It's a continuous rhythm of shifting your entire body weight from one leg to the other. When you step forward, for a split second, you're balancing entirely on one leg while the other swings through the air. If that single leg stability is compromised, every step becomes a small risk. Here's the key. The ability to balance on one leg is one of the most accurate measures of leg strength, hip stability, and fall risk in older adults. A groundbreaking study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 1,700 adults aged 51–75 for more than a decade. Researchers found that those who could not balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of death from any cause over the next 7 years. Not because standing on one leg prevents illness, but because it reflects the underlying strength, coordination, and neuromuscular control that keep us alive and independent. Avoiding single-leg balance work because it feels scary or unstable leads to increased likelihood of stumbling when stepping over objects, greater difficulty with stairs and curbs, and higher risk of serious falls. The safe solution for adults over 60, stand next to a wall or sturdy counter for support, shift your weight onto one leg and gently lift the other foot just an inch off the ground. Focus on a point in front of you to help steady your gaze. Hold for 5-10 seconds, or as long as you can with good form. Lower your foot, rest and repeat 3-5 times per leg. Practice 3-4 times per week. Tip: if lifting your foot feels impossible, start by simply shifting more weight onto one leg while keeping the other lightly touching the ground. Progress slowly. What feels wobbly today becomes steady tomorrow. Number 2. Climbing stairs feels harder than it used to. Stairs have always been hard, haven't they? Maybe. But here's the question: are they harder now than they were 2 years ago, 5 years ago? Most people don't notice the gradual shift. They start gripping the railing a little tighter. They slow down a bit more. They avoid stairs when there's an elevator option. But this isn't normal aging, it's a warning. Think about it. Climbing stairs is one of the most demanding functional movements your body performs. It requires your quadriceps to lift your body weight, your glutes to stabilize your hips, and your calves to push off with power. It's a full-body test of leg strength disguised as a daily task, and when those muscles weaken, stairs become more than difficult, they become dangerous. Here's the key. Stair climbing ability is one of the strongest predictors of cardiovascular health, muscle function, and overall longevity in older adults. A 2021 study from the European Society of Cardiology found that adults over 60 who could not climb 4 flights of stairs without stopping had more than double the risk of heart disease and mortality compared to those who could. Avoiding stairs because they feel too difficult leads to accelerated loss of leg power, greater dependence on elevators and ramps, and increased isolation from second-floor spaces. The safe solution for adults over 60: start with just 1 or 2 stairs using a railing for support. Step up with your stronger leg first, focusing on pressing through the heel. Bring your other foot up to meet it on the same step. Step down slowly and with control, leading with your weaker leg. Practice 3-5 repetitions, 2-3 times per week. Gradually add more stairs as you feel stronger. Tip: don't rush. The goal isn't speed, it's control and strength on every single step. Every step you take up is a step toward independence. Number 1. Your legs feel heavy or tired after short walks. Isn't it normal to feel tired after walking? That's what most people think. You walk around the block, maybe through a store, and afterward your legs feel heavy. Maybe they ache a little. Maybe you need to sit down sooner than you used to. And because it happens gradually, you assume it's just part of getting older. But here's what no one tells you: leg fatigue after minimal activity is not a sign of aging. It's a sign of muscular inefficiency and declining strength. Think about it. Your leg muscles are designed to carry you through an entire day, walking, standing, moving, living. When they're strong, they work efficiently, but when they weaken, every step requires more effort. Your muscles fatigue faster, and over time, you start limiting your life to match your legs. Here's the key. Leg fatigue is often the first warning that your muscles are no longer able to meet the demands of daily life. A comprehensive study from the National Institute on Aging followed adults aged 60 preceded 95 for 8 years. Those who reported leg fatigue or heaviness during normal daily activities had a 67% higher likelihood of severe mobility limitation within 5 years. Another study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that targeted leg strengthening exercises improved muscle endurance by 34% and reduced perceived leg fatigue by 41% in adults over 65 after just 10 weeks. That means leg fatigue isn't permanent, it's reversible. The safe solution for adults over 60: start with short, intentional walks, just 5-10 minutes at a comfortable pace. Focus on posture, stand tall, shoulders back, engage your core. Gradually increase your walking time by 2-3 minutes each week. Add gentle leg strengthening exercises 2-8 times per week. Rest when needed, but
but return to movement the next day. Tip: fatigue is a signal to build strength, not to stop moving. Listen to your body, but don't let it convince you to give up. What feels heavy today becomes lighter tomorrow when you give your muscles the strength they need. So let's take a moment to step back. What you just saw weren't dramatic medical emergencies. They were quiet, everyday signs, the kind that most people dismiss, ignore, or accept as inevitable. But they're not inevitable. You don't need to chase perfection. You don't need to lift heavy weights or follow complicated programs. And you absolutely don't need to keep up with anyone else's pace or expectations. What you need is to start with what your body needs. Because after 60, the rules do change. Your body speaks differently. It rewards consistency over intensity. It rewards awareness over denial. It rewards small intentional actions that build up over time. You've spent decades showing up for others, your family, your work, your community. But your health, that's the one investment that gives back more time, more energy, and more freedom. Not someday. Not if I had started earlier. No. And it's not too late. Science shows that even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, you can rebuild lost muscle, restore balance, and prevent pain, often faster than you think. Not by doing more, but by doing what matters. Leg strength isn't just about walking or climbing stairs. It's about independence. It's about confidence. It's about saying, I trust my body again. So whether you start with one of these exercises today, or simply begin paying attention to how your legs feel, know that every small step is a message to your future self. I've got your back. Literally, you don't have to rush. You just have to keep going. If this video gave you new insight, please consider hitting the like button, not just for me, but so YouTube knows this message matters and can reach others who need to hear it. Comment below which sign surprised you the most, or share your own experience with leg strength, because someone else reading it might find their reason to start. And if you're ready for more guidance on staying strong, mobile, and independent as you age, subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started. Your next chapter doesn't begin with a doctor's appointment or a diagnosis. It begins when you decide to move and believe in what your body can still become.